Hey everybody, I'm Kyle Risdall. Welcome back to Make Me Smarter. Welcome back to me, actually. I haven't been here in like 3 freaking Fridays or something. It is the
That's a good point.
26th of July. I know, right? 26th of July, Olympic opening ceremonies were a little while ago. If you haven't watched, well, you should fast forward through a lot of it. That's all I'm saying.
I haven't watched any of it, but I
Oh
was
boy.
too busy putting up my Olympics decorations. I'm Kimberly Adams. Thank you for joining us on our podcast and on the YouTube live stream for everybody who logged in. This is Economics on Tap 2024 Olympics edition. We're going to dive into some headlines, but we're also going to do some drinks and a special game coming up after the break. So grab your beverage of choice and settle in. Mr. Risdall, what are you drinking?
I am having literally the first beer I have had since the Friday I went to Quadge. That's not true. I had a Peroni on Quadge that Caitlin bought. But I'm having a Good Signs IPA brewed in Hawthorne, California at Common Space Brewery. It's quite tasty. It's hitting the spot
Where's
here
where's your
on this Friday. Where's my
where's your
wife? Oh, it's right
Olympic
here.
swag? I
It's
thought
on the
you
glass.
you have.
Hello, lighten up, Francis. It's on the glass. It's on the glass. I don't care about keeping the can cold, right? I got to keep the glass cold. There
Oh,
you
that's a
go.
good point. That's a very valid
Yeah,
point. There we go.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
obviously have my banners, and I have a couple of disclaimers on my cocktail. Number one, I have a fire extinguisher right here, so that tells you where we're going. I am making my attempt to make what's called an Olympic torch with my own little
Oh my
spin on
God.
it. It has so I've got a cinnamon sugar rim. It has Goldschlager because, gold medals, Goldschlager,
Yeah,
Grand
that's fair.
Marnier for France, and orange juice because that was just a lot of alcohol. Some non-alcoholic bitters, some non-alcoholic orange sec because again, didn't want to make it too boozy, and I've topped it off with absinthe, which in theory means I can light it on fire. So I practiced before the show. I was able to successfully light the drink on fire. We're gonna try again. I have my little candle here. I do have a fire extinguisher. I have a little glass of water. We're gonna see how this goes. Let's
I
see.
I can't even here. I'm gonna make this bigger so I
Let's
can see
see.
it in real time.
Come on, fire.
Fire.
Let's
Yeah,
see. So earlier when I was lighting it on fire,
there it is. A
it
little
like
bit.
lit
Ooh,
on fire,
yeah.
but I couldn't see that it was on fire. It was
Well,
like
it's
invisible
the absinthe
fire.
that's burning, right? Yeah.
Yes. Let's see.
We're gonna give you credit for trying.
I
That's
was
what I
able to
think.
make it burn earlier.
All right, all right.
Boo. Didn't burn this time. All
Well,
right.
it's
Well,
all
I
good.
tried.
You tried.
I made my attempt. I had a nice
Totally.
flame earlier. I actually
It's all
recorded it
good.
on video, so I have evidence. All
All
right.
right.
What's
Well,
everybody
good.
in the chat drinking?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Local apricot wine. Some people said they did see a flame. Debbie Donovan says she
Oh,
thought
okay.
she
Well,
saw
there you
one
go.
too. We have somebody watching this from Hanamatsu, Japan. Get out, man.
Yeah.
Adam Bechtold is
Get
drinking
your
a
light on.
Smog City Sabertooth Squirrel. That's a good brewery, Smog City.
Okay.
Let's see,
All right. Let me
sparkling
look at
water
what's
for
on the
Jim Peck.
discourse.
Sierra Nevada Summerfest Lager for Glenn. Jacob H is having a shandy out of the fridge.
Do, do,
Watermelon.
do,
Good
do,
call on
do.
watermelon. Just eating a watermelon from Ramla. Coffee old
Let's
fashioned.
see.
Hmm.
Tim from Austin is having water and a diet soda. I'm here for it. Um, let's see. What is that? Is that a wine that I'm looking at? Oh, Discord
I don't
doesn't
know.
like me today. Oh, Zingari 2018 Toscana. Okay. And what else? What else? What else? Yeah, that's it.
Lots of good stuff
Room
going on. Oh,
temperature
somebody's
water
having a
that
Budweiser.
Ryan's drinking.
There you go. It's all good. It's all good.
All right, what news did you bring?
Oh man, so this one is not on the news of the day. It's not on the big story. It's not on any of the stories that most people are probably paying attention to. But we talked about this when it happened. The Boeing Starliner
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yep.
problems it had at launch. It had the helium leak after a bunch of delays and this and that, but they finally got it up there and then they couldn't dock because they had some helium leaks, but then they docked and there's still some helium leaks. They were supposed to be up there for a week. I think they're going
Mm-hmm.
on week 7 now. And Boeing is trying like hell to get them back. Let's be clear, they are not stranded. They can come home anytime on the Dragon capsule. But if Boeing astronauts have to come home on the other company's capsule. That just does not bode well for
Mm,
Boeing's space problem. And look, we put, I think it's a $4 billion contract to Boeing. SpaceX got the same thing to build this capsule and be able to service the space station. So there's, legit taxpayer interest, but also, man, Boeing, is this not another headache that you need? Holy cow.
it's
Holy
on
cow.
fire, guy. I lit it on
Is it? All
fire.
right, good.
Yeah,
Good.
look, can you see
Not
it?
not the Boeing Starliner. No, well,
No, you
now I have
can't
to
see the
go to a
Boeing. Can
different
you see
window.
the fire?
Hang on. No,
Okay,
I
it's
cannot.
it's on
It's like
fire, I
alcohol burning
promise.
though. It's super light.
Yes,
Fire in the hole.
yes.
Fire in the
Fire in the
hole.
hole. Woo!
There you go.
But
Good for
now I
you.
can't drink it.
Careful.
But I'm very proud
Well,
of myself.
well, I mean,
So
you
I don't
could.
know
You
how
drink it
long it's going to
once. That's all it
take
would take.
for that to burn off. But I'm just going to sit it over here.
That would be smart.
Sorry, I was very
All right. So
excited.
a lot of people in the chat say they see it. The blue flame.
Okay, good, good. Yeah,
Wow.
and it's
All
even
right.
bubbling the sugar rim now. If you can see that. Do you see the bubbles on the sugar
So
rim?
so when can you drink this thing?
Um, I don't know. When the fire goes away?
And if you
It's
can't see the
roasting the
flame, how are
orange
you going to know
peel
when the
at the
fire's
moment.
going
Well,
away?
I can see the flame. I can. I can
Oh,
really
all
see
right.
it.
Okay.
It's burning quite well now. I'm surprised you can't see it.
Mm-mm.
No? Nothing?
But I've got like a
Well,
2 by 2, let me change my view on the Zoom because,
yeah.
freaking technology.
Someone's like, careful, that sugar is now brulee. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to let it burn
All right.
itself out. All right.
Yes, I think that's probably prudent. What is your news?
Mine is all Olympics
All right, wait, sorry, let me
based
back up.
because
Public safety tip here from Jeff Utz in the chat. Put your hand like about a foot above it and then slowly lower it. If the fire's out, you will know. So there you go.
yes, and also remember, safety first. That's why I have my little fire extinguisher. Okay, so my news is all Olympics because I was very excited about it. The first one is this really interesting story in the Washington Post about how the Olympics really highlight the effort to figure out just how far you can push the human body. Like, what is the
Mm,
limit? Like, how fast can a human being physically run at its most optimized? How fast can a human being swim? High can we jump? How like far can you throw a javelin or a shot put? And world records are breaking all the time, and it's a balance between what the bodies of these athletes can do with training and conditioning versus the technology that they use, and how much of it is technology versus how much of it is the human body. And then also what's in your mind. Like, there was a story in here about a shot put thrower who broke the world record a couple times in practice, but then when he got to like the actual competition, he kind of froze up. And it wasn't until
hmm.
later on that he was actually able to break the world record. So that was about the mind, not the body. And I saw a different article a while back, or it was a video talking about Simone Biles doing a backflip,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
cleared enough height that was like higher than almost the world record in high jump, just flipping in the air. And it's really amazing how much people do, and just the level of training, which relates to another Washington Post article that I really liked because I like to swim, which was about Katie Ledecky and how, she swims every single day, and a lot of swimmers take
Mm-hmm.
Sunday off, but she swims on Sunday, and it's not necessarily training, but she just gets in the water. And it reminded me that so much of kind of pushing yourself to be better is just about doing the thing. Maybe not doing it
Mm-hmm.
all the way, maybe not swimming 50 laps, maybe not doing, and I think a lot of times when I bail on swimming my laps, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have an hour to do it. I don't, want to shower and wash my hair and deal with the chlorine and all these things. And sometimes it's just like, get in the water just to
Yep.
keep the habit going, keep the effort and the momentum going. And it's a really nice piece talking about how she thinks about training and how much she loves swimming. By the way, this thing is still burning.
Seriously. Jesus.
Yes, it's like it's got some real
Wow.
flames. It smells amazing, by the way, because it's like the orange peel and the cinnamon sugar and everything. It's great. And then the final story is one from Smithsonian Magazine that really made me smile, and it talked about the Olympics as a motivating force behind changes in women's sportswear.
Mm-hmm.
And so, throughout much of history, what clothes women in particular would wear to do any kind of athletics were not necessarily top of mind for a lot of clothing manufacturers and things like that. But the Olympics really pushes the envelope of what women can and should wear. And sometimes you go backwards, looking at you, Nike, in the track and field outfits, but whatever. Um, and then, they talk about Serena Williams. They talk about a French tennis player, Suzanne Lenglen, who,
Uh-huh.
as I'm going to read the little caption here, caused a stir at Wimbledon in 1919 when she competed
Yep.
in a calf-length pleated white skirt,
Yep.
a short-sleeved shirt with a low neck for the time, and no corset. Like, the idea that she would compete without a corset was just like unbelievable for folks.
Can you imagine
Anyway,
playing competitive
yeah.
tennis with a corset on? I mean, come on, right?
I can't. And
Yeah.
so anyway, as always, history is super interesting.
History matters. History is cool. History is
Yeah.
very, very cool. Totally agree.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. I believe we have come to the end of our news discussion. Lots of news, obviously, and we trust all y'all are reading it because it matters. But we're going to take a break and come back and play an Olympics-themed round of this or that. We'll be right back.
I'm looking around for something to put this drink out with now. 'Cause I
So
actually
Dr.
want to drink
Banana,
it.
here you go. Dr. Banana on the chat says, in Norway, they serve a flaming drink and they would slam their hand onto the top of the glass to extinguish the flame. So you go, Kimberly Adams.
If
No?
I end up with, is this going to be like a workplace injury claim?
I, I think it's an OSHA claim. Yeah, sure.
Ouch, ouch. It
Okay. All right.
worked, but now I've got drink all
Well,
over
there you
me.
go. I also, I bet actually the
It
glass is
worked.
quite warm, to be honest with you.
Yes, the glass is a little bit warm, but it worked. That's delicious. It's really good. It's very good. I'm happy. I've got drink all over me, but I'm happy.
All right.
And
Well,
I'm
there
probably
you
gonna
go.
be more
God,
happy with all the booze in
'cause-
this drink.
well, I was just going to say, you need to drink up because holy cow, you've earned it. All right. My goodness.
Thanks. Okay, so we are back now, and it's time to play This or That 2024 Olympics edition, hosted by the wonderful Drew Jostad. Take it away, Drew.
All right, first topic. You prefer gymnastics or swimming?
Oh, that's so funny. So let's just be clear. There's like a zillion different sports. It's not all just gymnastics and it's not all just swimming. Hello.
Just as a
I
general
just,
category, they both
I
have
know,
several
I know.
sub-events.
I'm not shooting the messenger here. All right.
Um, I'm gonna have to go with gymnastics just because I live in constant awe of Simone Biles. I just,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
I think,
I love watching her succeed after making such a public testament of taking care of your mental health and then still coming back and just being amazing and living her truth. And how well she supports her teammates. And not to say that the swimmers don't do the same, but I love it. So I'm going to have to say gymnastics.
I agree with all of that. I would also say, just as a, instantaneous reward kind of guy, gymnastics takes, a minute, maybe two, and boom, you're done. Swimming events, I
Hmm.
mean, they can go on for a long time.
Yeah, they
And
can.
that middle bit is kind of boring. Sorry.
Mm.
I mean, it
Try
is.
swimming the laps. That gets real boring.
Oh no, I hate swimming. I just ugh.
That's
I
right.
mean, I
You
like
were
to
in the
swim. I just don't like
Navy,
swimming
so
around.
you had to do a lot of swimming, didn't you?
Yeah, well, in boot camp and in survival training, in water survival training, yeah, we had to do a lot. We had to do, like a mile fully dressed in flight gear and all that jazz, and we had to do, parachute escape and all that. But, and I like to swim, and I didn't mind that. But just like swimming laps for the sake of exercise, I'd really rather go for a run, honestly.
Mm. All right, what's next?
More excited for the team sports or the solo sports?
Oh, huh. Hmm. Uh,
Team sports.
uh,
I love the synchronized swimming
really?
and the water polo and those kind of things. I think those are cool. I like the team sports. I mean, even though I love the
But how do,
individual,
I was just going to say, how do you reconcile that with Simone Biles?
because she's also on a team. And I
Well,
think
that
like
is
her
true. That is true.
performance can be amazing, but also seeing how she works together with her team and her success helps the team's success. So yeah, I can do
Yeah,
both.
no, no, I agree, and that's totally valid. I'm a big team sports guy, full stop, 1000%.
Which is funny because in my real life, I definitely do not like team sports. I do not like participating in team sports, and
Huh?
I don't join like rec leagues or
Right,
activities or
right.
anything like that. I like to exercise if I do it by
Do your
myself.
thing. Yep. Yeah, no, I hear that.
Opening ceremony or closing ceremony?
Oh, is there a third option, please? Actually, wait, let me back up. That was deeply cynical.
Yeah.
So look, I just came off, and we're talking now at 3:46 p.m. on Friday, July the 26th, Pacific Standard Time, which means the opening ceremonies have been over for an hour and 10 minutes. They ran for 5, give or take, hours. Um, and I have 3 thoughts on the Paris opening ceremonies. Number one, generally speaking, the last 25 minutes of any opening ceremonies, and particularly this one, are really kind of motivating and interesting, right? They are
Hmm.
the athlete's oath, they are the opening of the games, and then the uh, the lighting of the cauldron, and then today's Celine Dion, right? So they were good. Um,
I
so
didn't
that's
watch it.
number
Did she
one.
sing the Reach song
I
again,
don't know what
or
she's
was it
saying
something
because I was
else?
in this. I was actually in the studio doing the radio show, and I had it on mute
Mm,
because you have to in the studio. And I heard her singing, and she
mm.
was emoting the hell out of it, but I couldn't tell what it was. So that was number one. Number two, it was way too long because they always are way too long. Um, and number three, I forgot what number three is, but Kimberly, if you go, I will try to remember.
I like the opening ceremony because at the opening ceremony, everyone like could be a winner and
Hmm.
they're
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
happy and representing their countries and bring in the outfit games. Let me say, who is it? Mongolia who had the most amazing this year, I think it
I,
was.
I love a
Um,
lot of national team outfits. I think we have to get rid of Ralph Lauren. I'm
oh
very
my
sorry to
God,
have to
yeah.
say that,
Can we
but it's time.
please?
It's
It's so
past time.
basic. It's so
Yeah.
basic.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, And I also really like Olympic songs, like the theme songs of the Olympics. Like there have been
Oh,
so
sure.
many
Yeah.
just like
Yep.
bangers over the years.
Yep.
And
Yep. Totally agree.
like the Barcelona song was really good. The Reach Higher. Oh no, that was Gloria Estefan who sang Reach. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. Gloria Estefan and Reach. Katy Perry's what was her song?
Could not tell you.
Anyway, Katy
In the
Perry did a
meanwhile,
really good one.
Ryan Coleman says in the chat, ship horn, drink. That was
Ah,
me.
yes, that's
Ship
right.
horn.
And they're
Yeah.
getting ready to leave on their dinner cruise.
Yes.
So I think I like the opening ceremony because at the end, it's I think a little bittersweet. You know, you can celebrate the
Yeah.
victors, but
Yeah.
you know, not not
E-
everybody.
e-
Um,
Right. Everybody's a possible Olympic champion at the opening ceremonies. I totally agree. Here's my other
exactly.
thought. Right. Here's my other thought on Paris, and I watched it over my shoulder as I was writing the radio show today. The thing about opening ceremonies in a stadium is that there is a critical mass of enthusiasm, and the crowd gets hyped up, and
Or
there
they
are
can't maintain
performances
it.
for the crowd. Today in Paris, it was performances along the river, and there was no stadium energy, right? And stadium energy is a real thing, and there was none of that today, and that was for me kind of a bummer, I thought.
Rise was the song that Katy Perry did. Thank you,
Okay,
Crystal Hurt. Thank you. That was a
all
really
right.
good song too.
Debbie
All
Donovan says
right.
in the chat, just going to pat myself on the back here, Kai needs to wear green more often. His eyes are bright AF. So there you go.
Nice. There you go.
I'm just, somebody's got to pat me on the back. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Pick your preferred non-traditional Olympic
Sorry.
sport: skateboarding or breakdancing.
Uh,
Skateboarding.
yeah, same. Same. Same.
I truly respect breakdancing, but in terms of like technical skill and really like pushing the limits, I think skateboarding.
Me too. Let's give a shout out here to Today Explained from Vox, where I think was Sean hosting yesterday, or maybe it's today. They did a whole thing on why breakdancing has made it to the Olympics. Not my cup of tea, but if that's where your curiosity lies, Today Explained, we'll put a link in the show page.
And while we're shouting out podcasts, let me shout out my friend Christopher Johnson over at 99% Invisible, who did a whole episode on skateboarding culture and also how we got the shape, how like one particular shape of skateboards came to dominate like everything, and how it used to be there were all these different shapes of skateboards, and now there's just like this one that's pretty much everywhere.
Hmm.
And it goes deep into like what kind of tricks you can do with the different types of skateboards. My brother was a big skateboarder when he was younger, but I never got into it. But it was, as someone who does not think about skateboarding on a regular basis, it was super
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Cool.
We'll
Moving
put that in
on
the show notes too.
to Olympic commentators, would you rather listen to Johnny Weir or Snoop Dogg?
Oh,
Or
come
Snoop Dogg.
on. That's not a real
That
question.
is,
Seriously, Snoop Dogg? Did you say Snoop Dogg?
you didn't know he
That's
does
a.
Olympic commentary?
I saw it today, and all I could think of was, why is Snoop Dogg here?
Oh my gosh,
Johnny
he's
Weir is an
amazing
Olympic
at it.
champion. Oh, come on.
He's amazing at it. And Leslie Jones also. Loved
Yes,
Leslie
totally,
Jones'
but
Olympic commentary.
totally agree. But uh,
I think the combo is good. I love Snoop paired with an Olympic champion, Leslie Jones paired with an Olympic champion, Kevin Hart paired with an Olympic champion. Like let's get it all, but I am entertained by Snoop Dogg talking about the Olympics.
all right, fair enough. I'm a Johnny Weir and Tara. What is her name? Lipinski.
Reed?
Uh,
Oh.
no, No, Tara Reid's a whole different thing. Tara Lipinski,
Mm.
ice skating champion, and Johnny Weir, figure skating champion. Them doing figure skating on the Winter Olympics and national championships is really great. But they are birds of a feather, Snoop Dogg and Johnny Weir in a way, honestly.
I'm it's gonna be interesting trying to get the sugar off of this glass because it is on here.
More booze. I think it needs more alcohol. Actually, is what I think it needs.
I will not be doing that.
What
Next,
are
is
you?
it
Wait,
time
Ready
for
wait.
the
for
Are you
the
poll?
getting up?
poll.
Wait. Are you getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do C-SPAN?
I am. I am.
Oh, well,
So there's only so much
drink early,
that
drink
one
often.
can
That's all
safely
I can
drink
say.
when you have a 3 a.m. wake
There
up
you go.
call.
All right, all right.
Time for the poll.
All
Time for the
right,
poll.
folks in the YouTube live chat, go ahead and vote and like us while you're at it, please. And tell a friend about our fun happy hour. We have a good time.
All right. The Eternal Olympics, this or that. Summer Olympics or winter?
Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I
So it's tough
feel
to dance
like
around this one without giving your opinion. That's I'm just gonna say that.
I feel like the Winter Olympics are more beautiful in terms of like the performances being nice to look at, the landscapes being beautiful, the kind of just like I don't think there's many sports that are prettier than figure skating, right? In terms of looking
Mm-hmm.
at them.
Mm-hmm.
And the just air that they get in some of those skiing competitions is fantastic. However, in the Summer Olympics, I feel like it's more of an even global playing field
Oh, good
because
point.
there
Very
are
good point.
so many more countries that can participate in the sport. There's a lower barrier to entry for, shot put and javelin compared to skiing and, bobsledding
Mm-hmm.
and even swimming versus figure skating. And so I think that that matters. You know what I just realized, Kai, while we're waiting on
What?
the poll, is that
What?
because you have been gone for a while, you don't know that I have a new cat.
I had heard. Look, Marketplace
You've
is a small
heard.
place. I know
Yeah,
you have a
that's
new
true.
cat. Yes,
Let me,
that's true.
I don't know where he is. Let's see. Artax. Artax.
Artax?
Right.
That sounds like a
Yes.
vaguely, anime name.
No, it's not an anime name, actually. Artex,
Aha.
where are you? I don't think he's gonna come. He's not as accommodating as Jasper was when he could hear. But he's a very big cat. I have to
How
tell
old
you
is he?
because no one else is going to, is that it's a character from the Never-Ending Story.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry. Oh, there's the E. Just bleep it. You guys just bleep it. Sorry. 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 Just bleep it. Just bleep it. We'll keep the E. Is it a kitten? Is it an adult cat? What kind of cat is it?
It is a kitten, but it is a very large kitten. So I will get up and go and get the cat so you can see him. However, for everyone watching on the YouTube live stream, I need to tell you, I am wearing pants because the pants are very similar in color to my skin tone, and I don't want anybody to think I'm not wearing pants. So stand by. Let me go get the cat.
While you do that, I will give the backstory. So about a minute and a half before we went on the air, I'm sitting here in the shed, sweating my patootie off because we can't get the E rating. And Kimberly got up to go do something. And of course, she's in her bedroom or living room or whatever it is, and she walks away. And all I see is this blue shirt and then skin tone beneath. And I said to myself, before I said it out loud, I said, oh my God, is she wearing pants? And so then once she got her headphones back on her, I said, oh my God, Kimberly, are you wearing pants? And she said, what? And I said, are you wearing pants? And she said, oh, yes, I am. These are just pants that look exactly like my skin tone. So she is wearing pants. I promise she is. And there is Artax. Well, that's a good looking
Yes.
cat. I like his
Thank
color.
you.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
He's only 7 months old, but he's like as big as Jasper was.
What
Look
what
at that
great
length.
color. Look at that. It looks like a leopard. Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah,
great.
he's a Savannah.
What? Is that the kind of cat?
Yes.
Or the coloring of the cat? He's
No,
done.
that's
You
the
gotta
breed
let
of
it go.
cat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the breed of cat. And Jasper was also a Savannah, but not as Savannah-y as this one.
Artax is a good looking guy. That's a good looking cat.
He's very sweet too, very
Good.
affectionate, but very energetic. Definitely way
Good,
more
good, good. Well,
active
okay.
than my 14-year-old deaf
Yeah.
Jasper.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's
so
time to close the poll.
let us do that. Here we go. You do it.
Summer Olympics 63%, Winter Olympics 36%,
Yeah.
171 votes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That makes sense. That jives.
I agree. Like as pretty as the Winter Olympics are, I like the
Yeah.
just sort of more level global playing field of
Right.
summer. All right, cool.
And I'm a summer sports kind of guy too. So there's that.
Yeah.
There is that.
I don't do well in heat, and so any like activity outside in the summer, I'm just like, no. Anyway, that is it for us today. So I hope everybody enjoyed our special Olympics themed happy hour. Keep in mind, we are still collecting your Olympics themed cocktails. Yes, we've got our Olympic torch. I would love to hear if you all try it, how it goes for you. But I've got a couple more ideas, and I've heard from a few other folks of some nice Olympics themed cocktails. I'm not making the gin cocktails that some of y'all sent me. I'm sorry, because
No.
gin is the devil.
People, you ought to know. She doesn't do gin.
I don't do gin. We are going to be off next week for a little bit of a summer break. And so, in the meantime, in addition to your drink suggestions, send us your comments, your questions, your suggestions. We are at 508 UB Smart, or you can email us at makemesmart@marketplace.org.
Make Me Smart is produced by Courtney Bergshicker. Today's episode was engineered, as it is most Fridays, by Charlton Thorpe.
The team behind our Friday game is Emily McCune, Jamila Huxtable, and Antoinette Brock. Marissa Cabrera is our senior producer, and Bridget Bodner is the director of podcast. Francesca Levy is the executive director of digital and on demand.
And on demand. And there we go.